Greetings, Space Cadets, and welcome to Dr. Ravenholm's Minecraft Survival World. I've always wanted to record my Minecraft sessions. I've been playing creative for many years, and just a few months ago, finally dipped my toe into survival, and it's absolutely brilliant. So today's episode, we're just going to have a tour of my base. I should have really started this a few months ago, but if we dig through, we'll get to the lower levels of my base. As we can see, first of all, there's a canyon underneath my base, and this is where we keep the Minecraft glitch. Don't know, but for the past dozen updates, there's just been a massive hole through the world there. But never mind, let's get into the underground there. Before we go any further, I should say there's an observation tower, which was originally used to navigate back to the base as I went exploring. And we have access to lakes of lava straight down there to the bedrock. But if we go upstairs, we'll get to our main base. So we have a little gap here. It's, as I was having massive problems with mobs until I decided to put torches absolutely everywhere. And one thing you'll see as well is I have to mute the audio for you guys when we come in here because of the giant chicken coop. Anyone that knows me knows that I keep chickens and that I love chickens, so I had to put those in my base. But never mind those, let's have a look. We expanded this slowly as I got more and more resources. We have our furnaces here, which we're going to build a better one soon. The bed just dumped in the damp corner. A clock to see what time it is on the surface. We have various stands around here. We have item collection system, which is down there, and we'll explore that in a few minutes. And here at the back, we have all of our chests full of all of our badly spelt labels. So we see we've got multiple chests of stone. We don't have very much dirt left because of the big construction that we did recently. Other stones, various ores. We have the redstone boxes. All the other random stuff that we've collected as we've been going there. You have adventure equipment, such as all the horse supplies and all of our tools. And a box full of maps. In addition to that as well, we also have several rooms going off here. So let's have a look in here. First we've got the map room. So we have a few different scales of the maps. We may expand this to have an extra layer on the top and bottom. But here you can see our basic facilities here. Yep, this one's a little bit more zoomed in. So we have, this is our tower that we're going to have a look at in a few minutes. We have a nether portal. I ended up having to fence off the entire perimeter because this was just swarming with mobs. We have our potato farm, our wheat farm, and just a few other little farms at the bottom there. And we keep all of our cows and sheep all in this area as well. Oh, and we're also growing nether wart as well. And you can see a little bit more expanded. We have our iron farm, which is not very efficient, which is all the way at the top there as well. But we'll see all that when we get to the surface shortly. So let's go on to the next room. The next room, it was originally an AFK fish farm attempt, but unfortunately that doesn't work in Windows 10. So at the minute, it's just a blank room that we're going to do something with in a later episode. And then following around the back, we have our enchanting room. So we keep all of our lapis in there. We have all of our bookshelves and our enchanting stand. Hop out of there. We have a mystery room. I'm not quite sure what to do with this one. I just want to try and keep the base a little bit symmetrical. I'm thinking, if we can't think of anything else, we may put just a ender chest in here. Just so we can have access to our supplies at the base when we're on the move. And we have the next one, which is going to become the furnace room in another later episode. Just haven't settled on the final design yet. We may actually expand the room slightly and maybe knock out this wall if we only put a nether chest next door. And then out here we have a basic cobblestone generator. We also, of course, have space for supplies and such to put our coal in, and access to the hoppers if we're desperate for coal to make torches. So So this is our main base. We have our armor stands here, where whenever I come back, I put this diamond pickaxe back on here, so that if I'm just doing basic stuff, I don't lose it, because I don't have the means to enchant it again. So there we go, that's our basic base. Oh, I should say as well, we have water lines that run from our different facilities on the surface, which all collect down here, but we'll have a look at those in a moment. I should say as well, before we leave the base, the primary goal of our series is collecting Xbox achievements. Now, my creative world has been in the Java edition. I do have it on the consoles and on the iPad as well, but I wasn't so keen on the control interface. I prefer using my keyboard to play. So when I finally got it for Windows 10 edition, and you can get the Xbox achievements for that, that's when I started my survival world. This is technically my second survival world, because I did try another one for a short period. However, there was an incident with a lava bucket, which is why we also keep anything to do with lava or explosives away from our main equipment. So let's have a look up onto the surface. Just jump over the gap there. And let's hop up here onto the surface. So you can see there are torches everywhere, because there was too many incidents with mass amounts of mobs swarming. So let's take a look at our farms. We have just a basic set of farms for all of our main supplies down here. We have one square of netherwort, because I wasn't sure if it would grow in the overworld, so I provided it a little patch up here. We also have, we hop through here, our wheat farm. See again, we've got the flowing water as well, because all of these channels come back to our base. All I've got to do is run up here and jump on top of these, and it'll clear it. We have our observation tower, which took a little while to build. And that was primary goal, was just as simply, before we were allowed to have the positions in the corner without affecting the Xbox achievements, it was just solely so that I could get back to my main base when I was out exploring. And you'll see as we get up there, you'll see in the distance there's other towers dotted around, and those are our navigation towers, so that we can always find our way back here. Let's just see what this little hut is. We had to do a little bit of rework after the aquatics update, because items don't sink anymore, they float, and anything that we chuck down here winds up back in the base, so I can just throw things back to the base to be sorted, and collect it later on without having to go back downstairs. Let's have another quick walk around. So down here as well, we have some more netherwort. We have, we'll go around the top way. So that's the space to get down the bottom. We have sheep and cows. And just behind we have the cactus, because it's quite a long distance to the nearest desert, so we brought some back with us. We have an Avaman's 2x2 house. Slight modification though from his, we didn't bother including the anvil, and there's also a secret passageway that will take us back into our main base as well, and you can also see some of our item waterways as well. So let's hop back out of there, close that up, and let's go for a walk up the top here. So we've got a little lit up pathway, and this takes us to our primary food source, which is our potato farm. You see there are multiple levels. Let's just go up the ramp then to the top. Keep some basic tools for it in there. And then all the way at the top, once it's grown, we flick this lever, the water pours down, and it all collects at the bottom there. And I'll show you the little mechanism on the bottom there. It takes just under 4 stacks to refill this, and we usually get more than double that. And it all collects in this chest down here. And what happens is, if we just get rid of those signs, actually we'll probably get rid of those as well there, is once we've taken enough out to refill the farm, we can just simply flush it back to the main base. And you hear the hopper gets pushed underneath that block. And then if you hear that clicking, that is everything being pushed back down. I'm just going to turn that off, because I'll show you the actual mechanism downstairs as part of our tour. So let's go. You'll see that there's an iron farm over there as well. There is underground access to that. Just hop in here. There's another netherwort farm. We have what was broken in the aquatics update, which I only got to use for 10 minutes before I exited, was a rail duplicator. This worked once. I got about 2 stacks and thought, oh, I'll come back and do some more of that tomorrow. The aquatics update came out and broke that, so we'll do something else with this space, probably expand the Nether Wart farm. There's lots of underground accesses to different places as well. We just scoot up here, open that, and you'll see this is where we were, where that hopper was just before. And here is one of the waterways which goes all the way back to our base underground, and you'll see that wooden structure there was the 2x2 house that we were just in earlier. So let's hop out of here and let's just override the controls, and we can see the items just get flushed out to the base there. Hop back through here and just turn that override off there because I'll end up forgetting about it. And we'll go to the iron farm on the surface rather than taking the underground tunnels. Right, there's some cows that have spawned underneath there. I don't know how they got under there, but well, we'll just leave them there. We might get them out one day. So let's hop back over here. Oh, before we go to the iron farm, let's have a look at our Nether temple. You'll notice as well there's some glass here because I was sick of nearly falling down into this giant canyon. Let's have a quick run over here. So you can see this is our Nether temple. Keep flint and steel, and on the other side as well there's another box for flint and steel because I didn't want to get caught dead on the other side again after an explosion opened it, closed it even. We will be going to the Nether in a later episode to build a blaze farm. I've already got the basic frame for it, as in I've marked out the positions, but we need to actually build it properly. Ooh, sun's going down. Let's have a quick run over to the iron farm before any more mobs spawn. We might make a path going over here, a nice lit up one. But since we've got the underground access, I didn't really think it was necessary. At night I can just scoop past everyone. So you can see, this is where all those boxes of dirt that I used to have went into to levelling out this area. Unfortunately, this is not a very efficient farm. Anyway, let's have a little retreat. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with it. I built it to an Avamance video, even his style, because I like the fact that it had the mob collection system as well, so anyone that comes too close gets pulled down at the bottom. But I just can't seem to get it to produce like large amounts of iron. Any suggestions once we have a little closer look at some of the other bits? Oh, I need to replace this glass, don't I? There is an access underneath where he is. You can just see the trapdoor, so that I can come up into this plot and walk around and trade with the villagers. Ooh. Let's see if we can lure him into another step. There we go. So he'll make his way down to the bottom there, and we'll go and see him in a moment. We'll maybe just come back with a piece of glass and fill that because I keep some spares downstairs. This little step here, if we cut through here, it's access just to get into the inside, and there's other doors inside that will drop us down. Let's go into our little bunker before that creeper spots us. Straight down. We will tidy up down here, I think, one day. And this path here, of course, leads to the iron farm. Anything in there? Ooh, 5 pieces. I sat here for 3 hours and only managed to get 33 pieces of iron. Yeah. So there we see, this guy's waiting here for us. So let's give him a quick whack there. We need 1 piece of glass, don't we? And we'll take those because we'll file those later on. You'll notice as well, if I accidentally fall down there, there's an iron door at the back there. Iron doors aren't supposed to affect the iron farm, as far as I'm aware. But, it's above it on this one. Yep, so if I do get stuck down there, I don't have to break anything. Was that an XP? Yep, got it. And I've tried everything to try and make this one more efficient. I thought maybe it's some AFK issues because I'm standing still, so I made the hopping machine. If I just turn it on, and there we go, and I would stand on this in the hopes that maybe changing position might have affected it, but it didn't. But, well, enough of that one today. Let's just override that so we're not hearing that pop up and down. Let's take the surface routes back. Where was that creeper? Oh, there it is. Let's go around this way. Let's plant this flower. See, all the flowers to the fallen golems are all around here in a big circle. And at night as well, you can see some of the other towers in the distance, just marking out directions to different places. There is a stronghold if we follow these towers in that direction. But let's see, when it's night, let's go up the tower and have a look. How much time we got left? Oops. About half of the night through. So here we go, we cross over the bridge. I know that lots of you will be complaining that I'm using pressure pads, but they're only on the inner doors. You still have to open these ones manually, and that's solely to reset them so that I don't have to, apart from here because it's safe, so that I don't have to forget about closing some of the doors to the main facilities. So let's get really dizzy as we go up here. Originally it was just this platform here, just as I was starting the world, and you can see some of the places in the distance there, some of the towers, some right in the distance there where there's some villages. A little mud tower just there because for some reason all of the tunnel systems all seem to spit out over there, at least when you dig up. You can see some more towers going off in that direction. See some lights over there, but let's go a bit higher just so we can see a little bit more. So there's some steps that go up. This level just simply has a bed and some empty boxes. This level has 4 balconies so that we can look out. You can see another tower next to a village in the distance there. And can you just make out that light source? Yeah, that light source there is just above a ocean temple. There is also, just where that light source is there at the centre, is another temple as well that we maybe do in another episode. It depends on how the aquatic update has affected doors, just to make breathing holes. So there you go, you can see the iron farm in the distance there, but let's go up even higher to the top of the tower where we can get a much easier view. There is roof access here. I usually use this to get down by jumping into the moat. Yeah, let's go a bit higher. Let's open that one up. Close that. So here we go, before how much time we've got left. Looks like the moon hasn't got too far to go. So there we go. So we've got the iron farm down there. You can see our facilities are quite well lit up. Potato farm with the flames on top, just because when I built it I had just been to the Nether for the first time in this world. Oh yeah, we have to nip across the river as well. You can just see our farms below there, and we'll go down there as well to the memorial at the bottom there. You see train tracks running off in this direction. We'll have a quick look there next, because we can go there, we can go through here, and then have a wander across to the other side there. You can see some of the other towers in the distance there as well going off. There is a frame on that one. In a later episode we're going to start building some little towers on top of these towers. But first of all, we'll have a little wander down there and I'll show you the moats. Because normally in my creative world I would build underground railway networks, and I would maybe show you my Java world in another video, just so you can see the sort of crazy things that I built over the years in that world. But for now, let's go up one more level as well. There is a bed up here as well. Didn't think it was going to let us down there. But yeah, of course, you can see the other towers and the villages in the distance there. And let's now hop back downstairs. And we will exit. If I can get down the stairs, we'll exit the tower this way. And and see if we're lined up, because I don't want to make the mistake that I made the other day and hit the bridge. Ooh. There we go. Let's hop just around the side here. There is a moat around here. Originally, there was a video that said you could use carpets and it would stop mobs from crossing. I tried that over there and it just didn't work. And I tried doing it on a larger scale here and they just walk straight across. So that doesn't work in the Windows 10 edition. Let's just hop over the fence here. Should have really brought a minecart with us, but we're not going to actually go through the whole thing. Let's just hop across here. These bridges we will make better at some point. All of these tracks are actually to come up, because we're not going to use them here. We're just going to stick to the original, which is the canal. So I put the little grates there. There was a gate here as well before I put the tracks down, just so that mobs couldn't get through. But we've got a nice long canal which takes us to a larger ocean area, because there was a village over that way, and that was actually the first village that I found before I realised there was one just on the other side of those trees. So let's swim back over to our main little peninsula. With this new aquatic update that came out, the second part of the update yesterday, seems to be more difficult to get out of the water. But never mind. Let's hop back over here. Oh, it's one other thing with the aquatics update. Normally, to get rid of them, I would just tip a bucket of water on each of them, but all that does now is embed it in the centre block, and you have to cut down the whole thing in order to get the water back out, but that's something for a farming episode. Next up, this is the saddest part of our world. This is the memorial to all of my past pets. As anyone knows, I keep chickens, and these are the some little memorials to my little girls here. It's got Tika and Chasseur. You can, of course, on my blog see lots of pictures of my chickens. Also got my cats and dogs as well from when I was at school. There's another cat there. But yeah, we will be doing something a little bit more expanded with this as a Patreon campaign later on, but we'll discuss that in a month or so's time. So there we go. Let's exit that one there and hop across. These bridges, we really need to get these updated. They were just made as quick little get acrosses before the aquatics update made it so easy to jump in the water. Here we have a cobblestone generator, a more larger one. Turn the thing on first. And there we go. Let that regenerate. Still going. There we go, turn that off. We are going to be doing something desperately with this because the roof is absolutely horrendous. I think we're going to just take away the wooden roof and these half slabs entirely and just build something, maybe some sort of small tower maybe. You see as well over there is lots of woodland that I've collected from all around the area. Oh, I should say as well, there is a rule on this section of our world. We can't do any surface damage because I want it maintained with all the trees that we've got here and plus any extra trees that I bring down. Whenever we need trees, we go about 10,000 blocks that way. That's where we cut down all of our trees and replant some of them. There is access as well up here in this horrendous roof, in case anything went wrong with the redstone, just so I had access. And next we'll go on to a slight disappointment. And this is our mob grinder, mob farm I suppose, just to get XP. Originally from the spawner down below, I was hoping they were going to all come up here and then collect down here so I could just get them on the surface. However, it's too far out of range, so this section here is now just how I get back up because the water flow, that's why we're not running as well. Water flow, I can hop back up there quickly rather than taking these ladders. However, the update to Minecraft that came out just yesterday, the second part of the aquatics update, stops mobs from flowing up over when they hit the water. So let's just go down here. And this was our XP farm. If we just hop around here, that's also another link back to our base as well, underground. So let's hop down here. So you can see these guys are in there. Let's just collect that XP and someone drop some iron. There was also a quick way of getting rid of it, but I needed the lava bucket to get rid of them. Let's just go down again with a splat and see if anything spawned. You see the spawner in there in darkness. There was actually 2 spawners here. If you notice from the walls up there, it was a spider spawner. And I got rid of it because I thought, oh, I'll never need anything a spider has. And then I realised that I could get wool from them. So that really annoyed me because I'm in desperate need of wool, the same as wood as well. But let's see what happens here. Unfortunately, as I say, with the update, the mob is just going to come here and stop. And this will just build up and build up and build up because they don't even go into each other anymore. They stay separate, so you wind up with a big queue of mobs going down here. We will then have to, of course, rebuild this facility just simply to maybe just bring it out to here, so they flow out to here and we can hack them up here. I will still keep. I should explain what this little bit is. As the mobs come down, they were sorted because you sometimes get the little baby ones, and when they got here, they were preventing the larger ones from going up when it worked. So the baby ones just got siphoned underneath that block and dropped into the lava. That lava is what I actually stole from there. Oh, here's a few more. You see that the mobs don't all combine together. Those mobs up there were together simply because they were there from before the update. But you see, we're now getting a nice long queue, so we'll have to do something with that, just so we get XP. So even trying to boot these guys up there, it doesn't work anymore. Oh, a block of iron as well. We're going to lose it. Nah, never mind. So let's get out of here and back up to the surface. So you see the original pipeline just capped it off, and oh, we took that bit of glass as well, and we never replaced it. So let's hop back up to the surface anyway. And originally, you see the mobs would then flow across here and drop down where I could get them. So what I did was I installed this door with a switch, and that brings us out here. This is a little island here. We're going to do some more things with here. In this patch here, I would like to build some kind of stables and blacksmiths. We do have a horse somewhere. It's got itself stuck in that in the moat going round our tower. Back here as well, I've marked off the coordinates, but we have to build some kind of access to the giant canyon that runs all the way across here. I think it's about 10 blocks down from where I've marked here was a safe-ish entrance. And if we go over here, there's another marker. This here, if we dig straight down, would land us in another mob spawner. And we'll build some kind of farm in there as well, if we can. There's another moat as well. We just swim straight across. Yeah, we're definitely having difficulty getting out of the water in this mod. Or update even. So here is another little canal access. Just because it was getting too time consuming jumping over the cliffs. So it was easy enough just to build this. Plus as well to get out to the ocean monument, which is right out there. You're in a little boat anyway, so you might as well just go straight from the base straight out there. So you go back again, and these bridges, as I said, we will have to do something with those. I never noticed that one before. It's not lit up, so I haven't been down it. Well, maybe we'll explore that one soon as well. Might be another entrance to that canyon, so we might not have to dig out that hole. We'll investigate that one later. As I said, we do have to make some proper bridges rather than these temporary little runovers that we've got here. Just hop up there. And see, sheep's, I hope they haven't escaped. That's one thing as well we have to watch out in the updates. If you saw before where we have all of our cows and sheep, one of the updates caused them to just explode out of where they are. I should say as well, as we fall off here, after the new update, I went exploring beyond the limits of what I've explored already, and I brought back some of this for us. There should be a third one, yeah. So we have plenty of these. It can be used as an alternative food source and fuel if we need it. And if any other things come across that we need it for, we have a good supply of it here. Where's the gate? That's one thing as well. I think we're going to replace the gates with wood of a different colour. There is already a few different types of wood dotted around here as well, just whatever I had handy at the time. Anything new that comes in some of the later mods as well is slightly difficult for us to get our hands on, because before the Aquatics update came out, I have explored well over 10,000 blocks in every direction. If we go extreme north as well, there is a manor house, or whatever they call it, which I've already raided. I am in the process of trying to locate another one for us. It's a bit awkward. I even tried copying the world from Windows 10 into Java so that I could explore it. That's another thing as well. In this area, as much as I have explored it, I cannot find a single underground abandoned mine shaft. The closest one is about 23,000 blocks away, I think. Actually, let's check the book. I might be thinking of something different. Let's see, ice fields. Yeah, it's 17,000 blocks, I think, to it. Have I made any other notes about it? Yeah, abandoned mine, southwest of here. It's nearly 20,000 blocks away. Quite a hike. Some of these places as well we will be exploring. Home base is almost at 0-0, but if we get back to 0-0, we're fine. Yeah, the closest jungle temple is quite the trek away as well. Where was that? A stronghold's not too far. It takes a couple of minutes to get to that one. So it's mostly all flat plains. We are going to be exploring some shipwrecks soon because there are some Xbox achievements attached to those. I marked the locations whilst I was exploring, but I was saving it for exploring it with you guys. Oh yeah, and we've got the World's End as well. This is where things get really, really weird. Once you get out to these distances, especially how long it takes to get around. Oh, that another one of the yeah. We'll jot down these coordinates later on, and we'll go to all these different shipwrecks here. So let's pop our book away. Should do as well. The stuff that we see, the signs that we dropped earlier on, they're all down here. As everything flows down through these underground underwater channels. After the Aquatics update, it looks a bit chaotic in here, and that's simply because of the Aquatics update, because items don't sink anymore, they float, which means I had to build all types of flows. I had to experiment with water flows as far back as here to try and just get everything to flow, and also at the right elevation as well, for the items that are shooting down here. Some ladders as well, which just take us just underneath where the little hut is. Ooh, it must be dark outside there. Let's scoot back now, back around here. And let's open that. Actually, we don't need this pickaxe right now. Well, actually, no, we might. There is a couple of other spots in our base as well that I didn't mention. This is the waste disposal, which is probably also spelt wrong. Anything such as bows, generally have no use for bows, so we just toss them down there. But there is also another space beneath our base. If we just slide down here and hop off there. We are slowly digging this out because I want to build like an underground world. We'll terraform it with like lots of vegetation and plants and put some nice little houses down there. but this is a long way off. We need a beacon really to mine out this, because it's taken ages just to get to this far. You'll also see that there's water down there as well, because there was about 6 instances where I fell off and hit the bottom. And there are also multiple accesses down there. I think there's about 3 levels worth of access, and you'll see as well there's another access corridor here. If we just close that, you see the other pathways that go down. And if we hop up here, we will put some steps in here, I think, as well. There's another little room. If we just go through there, and if we hop out here, close that, and we wound up back in our farm. We'll say one good thing about the aquatics update, rather than using the gates, which I now hardly use whenever I want to be back and forth across the island, it makes it so easy just to flow straight across here. So, I wonder if that's what the issue is with the jumping out of here. So I'm holding jump. Oh no, it didn't work that time. No, never mind. Let's have something to eat before we continue. So there we go. I think now we're back round to everywhere. This is our main facilities, as I say. I have a couple of little outposts dotted around, which are just basic structures, just basically where there's a bed. Most of it's all next to our big farms. This is our little walk around the back of the tower here, and you can see a nice stone tower with the wooden house on the top there. And let's go back up there to finish off and see how far we can see. I should say with my computer as well, I have the render distance, everything turned up to maximum, so we can see really, really far. Let's just go a few more levels higher. We'll take it all the way up to the roof. So there we go. We can see it in the distance there. You can see much more clearly the light sources. So you can see that's where our little canal is, and our ocean monument, not ocean monument, underground ocean temple even. You can see a torchlight over there in the distance. That's just where there's some ice that when the aquatics update came in, for some reason that chunk regenerated from being ocean to having ice in it, which is handy, because originally I was going to have to go an incredibly long way for any ice, because as much as this is green, it's green in this direction. You go a little while in this direction though, it becomes all deserts for hundreds of chunks, and then of course it then becomes another forest where we have the manor. In this direction, once you get to the past that light source, you can just see in the distance there, it is all desert. And part of the reason I built the canal going off here and it spits out just here so that you can get into this this little ocean area. There's another village just beyond there. There's another tower just beyond there as well, marking it. And if we go north from there a little bit, it becomes all desert, and there is a lot of resources out there. And we'll be using that canal system so that we can ferry them back quickly. But we also want to build another canal going off as well. Let's have another little look down here, so you can see the rest of our base just down there, all nicely lit up. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you'll join me for our future episodes. We have quite a few different things planned from different farms we're going to build, exploring different areas. We've got the another trip to the Nether. As I said, there's a stronghold. We haven't been to the end yet, and that's hopefully something that we'll do soon as well there. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to rate, comment, favourite and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.